Now that you've learned about notation and note durations, we can talk about the stems, which I mentioned we would be covering before. So as I mentioned before, the location of a note on the staff determines where the stem goes on that note head. If a note in any clef is below the middle line, the stem goes up and to the right of the note head. The notes on the middle line, we used to say that the stem should always go down. Sometimes, however, notation software makes it go up, so either way is considered acceptable now. Any note above the middle line, however, the stem should go down on the left of the note. Sometimes people seem to have a hard time remembering which way the stem should point, but it's actually very simple. Just remember, the stem is going to point in the direction that leaves the least amount of it hanging out in the white space above or below the staff. The stem is usually about the length of an octave. In other words, about from one F to the next F. That should be about the length of the stem, or from this G to this G up here. And because it's about an octave, if it were going the wrong direction, we'd have a lot of stems in the white space on the page, and that would look messy. So that's one way to help you remember which way the stem should point. In terms of which side of the note it goes on, this is where I said making your diagonal note heads will come in handy. You can almost imagine these notes like they're little people. So if my note is on a diagonal and its stem is on the left-hand side like it's supposed to, it looks like a person, very comfortable, just looking down at the ground slightly. If I put my stem over here, my person just broke his neck. So we don't want our people's necks broken. Similarly, with the notes with the stem going up, here, maybe my person is doing a little handstand. But if the stem is on the wrong side, it looks like a yoga accident. Right? That does not look comfortable at all. Very bad. So you want to imagine your note head like a person's head. Put the stem on the comfortable side. Or, in other words, stems going up, go on the right-hand side. Stems going down, go on the left-hand side. People usually ask, well, what if I beam a bunch of notes together and some go up and some go down? Again, this is a rule that has changed. We used to say, go with the first note. But the rule now is go with the majority. So if I have these notes, and I'm going to beam them together, which way should the stems go? Yes, the stem should go down, because the majority of the notes would have the stem going down.